Let me give you the number one reason why you aren't getting website visitors. It isn't your content quality. It isn't that you chose the wrong keywords. And honestly, it isn't even because you don't know how to code. It is because you are operating with a scattered strategy. Most creators look at traffic like a lottery. They publish, they pray, and they hope the algorithm gods bless them today. That is anti-leverage. Here's the reality. You can rank on Google's first page without knowing a single line of code. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need to hire an agency on retainer for $5,000 a month. What you need is to stop trying to be a tech wizard and start acting like a resource architect. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to deconstruct the black box of SEO. I'm going to show you why the gurus overcomplicate this to sell you courses. And I'm going to give you the exact 3-step system to build digital real estate that pays you dividends for years, not hours. Let's get to work. Here is what happened to the industry. Somewhere along the line, people decided that SEO, search engine optimization, was a dark art. They convinced themselves it was all about backlink profiles, domain authority scores, meta tag injection. If you are a business owner or a creator, hearing those words probably makes you want to close your laptop. But that is completely wrong. Let's look at the incentives. What is Google's business model? It's trust. If you search for an answer and Google gives you spam, you stop using Google. You move to ChatGPT or somewhere else. Therefore, Google has only one goal: show the user the most helpful result immediately. That's it. That is the entire algorithm. When someone searches for a solution to their problem, Google is essentially interviewing web pages. It is asking who answers this question the fastest, the clearest, and the most accurately. If you can be that answer, Google must put you on page 1. Not because you trick them, but because you are helping them keep their customer happy. Stop trying to game the system. The system is designed to catch gamers. Instead, align with the system. Here is how the mechanics actually work. The biggest point of failure I see is a disconnect between founder language and customer language. Let's use a hypothetical example. Let's talk about Sarah. Sarah runs a consulting business helping startups work faster. The founder language approach: Sarah writes an article titled Optimizing Synergistic Workflow Protocols for Q4. The result: 0 traffic. Nobody wakes up at 2 a.m. sweating about their synergistic protocols. The customer language approach: Sarah listens to her market. She realizes they are tired. She writes an article titled How to Stop Wasting Time in Meetings and Leave Work by 5 p.m. The result: high-intent traffic. You need to act as a translator. You need to strip away the fancy business words you think make you sound smart. In the world of search, sounding smart usually means being invisible. Action step: don't guess. Go to Google. Start typing in the problems your product solves. Look at the auto-suggestions. People don't search for nutritional optimization. They search for how to lose weight without being hungry. People don't search for fiscal solvency strategies. They search for how to get out of debt fast. Find the exact words the human being types into the search bar when they are stressed, confused, or looking to buy. That is your keyword. That is your target. Once you have the question, you need the answer. This is where the old way fails. The old way says write 500 words, stuff the keyword in 12 times, and post it. Google's AI is smarter than that now. If you write fluff, you get buried. You need to build what I call a value fortress. This means answering the question better than anyone else on the internet. Here is the checklist for a value fortress. 1. 0 fluff. Intro: do not start with "in today's modern world" or Webster's dictionary defines. Get to the point. If they searched how to tie a tie, show them the knot in the first 10 seconds. 2. Scannability. No walls of text. Use headers, bullet points, and bold text. Assume your reader is lazy and in a hurry. Make it easy for them. 3. The next step. Logic. If they solve problem A, they will immediately have problem B. Answer that too. The metric that matters. Google watches dwell time. If a user clicks your link, reads for 3 seconds, and clicks back to search again, you just voted yourself off the island. That signals to Google your content failed. If they click your link and stay for 4 minutes, you win, you rank. Third, you need to organize your digital assets. Think of your website like a physical library. Scattered strategy. a library where books are thrown in a pile on the floor. It doesn't matter how good the books are, nobody can find them. Systematic strategy, a library with sections, aisles, and signs. When a user lands on your page, you need to guide them. The spoke and hub model. Create one massive, incredible guide, the hub, about a broad topic. Then link out to smaller, specific articles, the spokes, that answer detailed questions. Why does this work? 1. User experience. It helps the human find what they need. 2. Crawler logic. It helps Google's bots understand the structure of your site. You don't need hundreds of mediocre pages. You need 20 to 30 incredible, interlinked pages that answer the questions your customers actually ask. Stop writing about what you want to say. Write what they need to hear. Now, let's talk about the math of your time. This is the part that changes everything for builders. There are 2 ways to get traffic: the hamster wheel and the real estate. Social media is the hamster wheel. It is like shouting in a crowded room. You have to be loud, you have to be constant, and you have to dance for the algorithm. You spend 4 hours making a reel or a thread. It gets views for 24 hours. Then it dies. To get more views, you must create again. Asset value, 0. SEO is digital real estate. It is like putting up a helpful billboard on a highway where people are already driving to the store. You spend 4 hours writing a value fortress article. It ranks. It brings you 50 qualified leads a week. For the next 3 years, the people finding you on Google are different too. On TikTok, they are bored, dopamine-fried, and scrolling. On Google, they have a problem. They are actively typing in a search for a solution. They have their wallet out. They are ready to move. Who would you rather talk to? The bored scroller or the active seeker? Let's wrap this up. The industry wants you to think this is impossible because they want to sell you the complexity. They use scary words like canonical tags and backlink velocity. Ignore the noise, focus on the signal. Here is the system. 1. Listen. Find the questions your customers are actually asking, not what you assume they are asking. 2. Build. Create the best, clearest, most helpful answer on the internet for that question. 3. Organize. Link your answers together so users get lost in your value. Good. If you do this consistently, Google will traffic not because you tricked them, but because you are the best result. So here's the question you need to ask yourself today. Are you going to keep shouting in the crowded room of social media hoping to go viral for 15 minutes? Or are you ready to act like a builder and create digital assets that work for you around the clock? The choice is yours. Start building. But remember, you can't build a value fortress if you don't know where to put the bricks. In this video, I told you to stop guessing and start speaking customer language. But how do you actually find those words? If you want to stop guessing, you need to watch this video right here. It's the client research method no one knows about. I show you exactly how to dig into your market's brain and find the specific keywords they're typing into Google right now, before your competitors do. Click here to get the data, and I'll see you in there.